Mic check, waifu, waifu.
Mic check, waifu, King, Telliano. Is that you?
Everybody from the 313.
This is episode 313 of Palindrome of Mic check, waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Patreon. Patreon.com/Mic check, waifu is where you can get early access to the video version of this podcast. Is where you can get access to the PlayStation.
Hey.
The Patreon exclusive podcast, The After Stories, where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive pre-show of this podcast. It was a great conversation over on patreon.com/Mic check, waifu. So make sure you check out that pre-show. It goes live 2 days before this episode goes live. Make sure you check it out. Shout out to the Patreon producers. Dad Needs to Talk Podcast. Make sure you check out Dad Needs to Talk Podcast. Christian, the archivist, aka Death Scythe. Fear, Get the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast. Explicitly, All for One Matthew, H, Monique Williams, Simi Sensei, Frozen, Rob Stone, and last but not least, the Fingers, T Money Fingers. We are the Anime Podcast. Is brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CT, where we bring you seasonal topic conversations and discussions. This week is the summer midterms. Sorry if you hear Discord going off. It's my browser. We are here to bring you the midterms for the summer season on how we feel exactly about this season of anime, summer season of anime specifically. We also are doing a review this week on School Babysitters, which was suggested to us last season, I think, by TK Does Nothing, and brought back up by Crystal Light and TK again this season for us to review. So we decided to review it. So that's going to be at the end or towards the end of this episode. We are going to make it spoiler free, which is easy to do. You can't really spoil this particular show, I would say. So you could stick around for that review. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And as we start every episode, Tell, what was your episode of the week this week, brother?
Easiest episode of the week I've had in a while. My Dress Up Darling was a 12 out of 10.
Very good episode. Let's see here, since you picked My Dress Up Darling, I'm gonna go with something different too here. Let's go with shit. Because that was gonna be mine, but he got it.
I mean, you want me to change it?
No. Let's go. No, it's easy. Let's go with Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters. Is a breeze.
Okay, that's what I was gonna pick.
Yeah, that's very, very much second easy. I don't know why I had to think about it, because I was either going Lord of the Mysteries or that, but I'm gonna go with that for sure. Because what that did was that captivated me in a way that is very interesting. I mean, from the music to the situations to how it all planned out, was a lot of fun and a great story, great series. Del, how you feeling, man, about the summer season so far?
I feel pretty good about it, actually.
Yeah.
I must say that after the sifting and releasing of things that were not for me, this season seems to be, in my opinion, almost a little bit more flowing than the previous season we had. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I say that because of and granted, we're only halfway through.
Yep.
There were some shows that presented themselves last season as amazing and went straight down the stinker.
Yeah.
Straight down.
For sure.
And we could definitely still experience that. But I'm not feeling that right now.
I feel like it'd be extremely hard. I feel like it'd be extremely hard for it to go completely terrible. And the thing with this one is I did again what I said I was going to do. Every single season after I decided to stop editing so much myself when it comes to speaking on anime. And that's just watching what I enjoy and not forcing myself to sit through something I'm not going to enjoy or I haven't been enjoying. So even the fact that I haven't started Call of the Night yet says all I need to say. Like, I haven't even started it. So which means that it doesn't mean that I'm not going to watch it. Like, I didn't find it to be wholly terrible, right? When I the first season, just wasn't that great, right? So I don't feel obligated to jump on it right now, and I do plan on jumping on it eventually. But here we are. Here we are indeed. So I think I'm looking forward to getting into the discussion of these midterm grades as far as our community is concerned, because they got some very interesting things to say about it. Should we start there?
Before we do that.
Oh, okay.
There's an anime that you watched that I have not picked up yet. And you said based off this first episode, it's not for you.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you for reminding me, Tel. Bullet. Boy. Shout out to Boombox. Shout out to a listener of ours, Boombox, who mentioned it. It's a sleeper pick. And we were talking about recently how we just didn't watch it. And he created a thread for it, which you can do in our Discord. Make sure you join our Discord, discord.mikecheckwaifu.com. And he started his thread. He said, I finally watched the first episode, and personally, I think it's way better than Lazarus, but not as good as Odd Taxi in terms of original animes. Because as you guys know, we had a conversation on original animes and where they fall. They're either top tier anime like Odd Taxi, or they're terrible anime like Lazarus or Ninja Kamui, etc. In this particular case, he's not wrong. Like, the first episode of Bullet was better than Lazarus, but that's not hard to do. Lazarus was just that bad. This particular episode of Bullet, it was bad, but it wasn't terrible. But it was bad. It suffers from the same thing I talk about constantly. Dialogue delivery is awful. This world, though, I don't think this world is there after this first episode at all. Like, I'm uninterested in anything that's going on. And I'm very, very, very uninterested in the characters. Like, these characters are even, they're so, like, they're distracting. They're just distracting. And not like the fake cool way like they try to do in Lazarus, but just fully succumbing to the distractingness and it's just too much. It's like, it's not, I don't even think you would even like it. They do some cool stuff with a car a little bit here and there, but that'd be about it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing interesting about what they're doing. It's nothing interesting about the world. And then the characters are just distracting. So I don't think I'm gonna go back to it. But I will give you guys this. He does say the first episode was weird to me too. This is what Boombox said. But I think in the end it may come together. And of course I'm being optimistic because it's my sleeper. You don't have a choice. He's got to watch the whole thing because it's a sleeper pick. Which I'm glad he's doing it. I would love to hear more about it when it as the season proceeds, as the rest of it proceeds, because I think the rest of it's coming out, I think, shortly in maybe a few days here. But yeah, it's like, it's this guy who wants to see the outside. They're stuck in this garbage town, it seems like, almost Gachi Yakuda-esque. But he wants to get out of this factory town where all they do is work and see the outside world.
Cleveland in Detroit, got it.
Yeah, because he's inspired by some legend that escaped this particular town. And he's working with this polar bear and this robot with multiple personalities and a cat. And the cat doesn't really do anything, but he's just working with these to do a heist for a girl who seems to be very capable herself. And she stole a cassette tape from these mafia-esque people. And she stole this cassette tape that leads to it being like a bigger overarching story, because this cassette tape is supposed to hold this legendary song that's supposed to be a big deal. But it seems like it's some apocalyptic stuff where old technology is rare. Obviously, that's the premise of this particular heist. And they do this heist. It goes wrong. Something happens. it's just so uninteresting to me. But you know, I'm very curious to see how it all ends.
Got you. So post-apocalyptic story they're lining us up with.
Yeah. With very distracting and uninteresting characters.
Got you.
And terrible dialogue delivery per usual. You know the usual.
Oh, brother. No, with that, I am ready to get into the midterms. As
we do every midterms, we start with our listeners. Get gauge on how they feel about this particular summer season and go from there. Let's start off with Death Scythe, aka Christian Archivist, aka one of the producers of this very podcast. He says, "Bet I want to make it simple since this season has been simply good. S tier for me, returning shows. I need it higher than the A plus, especially for My Dress Up Darling and The Seventh Prince. Solid A minus for new shows. While this season seeming like there is nothing terrible, there isn't anything blowing my mind. If there was a free win or a solo leveling or a proper T-bait, it could have been a solid A plus. In my opinion, I think the shows solid A minus. Sorry for the new shows. While this season is, didn't I just read that? I'm stupid.
Solid, it could have been an A plus.
This could have been an A plus. In my opinion, I think the shows that have a better stories are low quality art / animation wise, like Apocalypse Bringer and Water Magician, or look pretty good but don't have much going on, like Silent Witch. Sorry, that shocked me. Like Silent Witch. I'm about to pick up and binge Clevatess, Togenaki, and Mikadono Sisters. So this may go up depending on them saving the Sojo binge later. Silent Witch one got me. That shit threw me off.
So I think that, and you got to understand that what when people say something going on, that can be kind of subjective because like what's going on to somebody.
True, good point.
Watching somebody dance or whatever might not be something going on.
Very good point. Because I was ready to judge
the anime to be, but it is a beautiful show.
Yeah, gorgeous.
It's a beautiful show.
I think the storytelling, the progression, her character development is all fantastic in this show, and it's going places.
And I do think that if he adds Clevatess, especially because I was just talking about Clevatess, how Clevatess is a 10 right now.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's a 9, but
9. Togen Anki, I think, it's action if you need it. And the Mikadono Sisters is great.
Yeah.
So I do think that adding 2 of those 3 could bolster his list a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. Like by a lot. Like the fact that he's not watching those is simply blasphemous. But I know it's only so much time in a day, in a week, etc.
Exactly. I'm gonna go into TCB. TCB says the returning shows I'm watching are perfectly solid at worst and anime of the year combo at best.
Damn.
A minus, right? A minus is easy for me. The new shows haven't been slacking either. So much good food to eat this season. I'm spoiling myself with what I've got on my watch list. Solid B at the moment. Only dropped 2 shows this time, being Turkey and Hell Teacher Noob, which I also dropped that one. Gave both 4 episodes, but nah. The twist in the former couldn't overcome its shortcomings, and in the latter show, a poor remake in my opinion, compared to quality we've been getting in comparison. Yaiba, Urusei Yatsura, and Rama
one half, yeah. Rama half. Yeah. Turkey is that bold, and when Hell Teacher Noob is that one I wasn't interested in searching for it, even though it's on YouTube. I just don't care, to be honest.
Don't even give it a shot, brother.
Yeah, won't do.
I tried to boot it up 3 times.
Now Crystal list shocks me, and I'm gonna go to Crystal. Is this something I'm missing? Did she say she never liked My Dress Up Darling or something? Because the fact that is not on her list is weird to me. Because is My Dress Up Darling not a Crystal ass show?
That's kind of crazy.
So Crystal, let me know if I'm missing something. Because if I gotta tap this antagonist button for you and you not liking My Dress Up Darling,
just hit it now.
I can't do that to her because it must be a reason that she didn't watch it or she isn't watching it. It has to be.
Maybe she just forgot to put on the list because You know what though? Hear me out. She ain't never that careless.
You never.
So she definitely not watching it.
There must be a reason why. She might not like it. So now my curiosity is sparked, and I need to know, because this season of My Dress Up Darling has, God, I had exposing myself to this, because again, I'm a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I tell those people that know me. But this show has sent me to tears quite a few times. And it's nothing like sadness. It's pure just joy and happiness and just emotional swelling. It's for the first time, it's like nothing to do with sadness. It's a thug tear every single episode, because I'm just so happy for this proper storytelling. It's wonderful. Not
to mention, hear me out when I say this, the way that they do the animation, the way that they do the sound. Like, I'm thinking about when this specific episode, not going into spoilers too much, but the like chanting and how it built up into like this actual moment was crazy. And the
movement within, we're not going to talk about that too much, because we'll definitely spoil it. It's fantastic. So I need to know the reason. And if there is no reason, please add it to your list, Crystal, or please, you're like my favorite person, and I don't want to drop the button. You know what I mean? Not on Crystal. Anybody but Crystal.
He said he's going to press the big red button.
In our case, it's green, but you know. All right. She says, overall, I'm enjoying the season a lot. I'm glad I kept my list small, so it doesn't feel like overwhelming like this season for me. Returning, The Rising of the Shield Healer, season 4. B+, A-. Dr.Stone, Scientific Future Core 2, B+. You know what? I agree with that one. Out of the new shows, Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, A+. Indeed. Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters, A. Let's Go Karaoke, C-. Secrets of the Silent Witch, A+. The Summer Hikaru Dot, C+. Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant, A-. I think that the average comes out to a B+ or a B. Correct me if I'm wrong. With that C-, it is in that CC+. Yeah, if I had to round, let's round down, because that's what you would do. I would call it a B+. No, B. 2 C's. Let's call it 2 C's. C-. Let's make that C- a D. Yeah, let's call it a B+. It's a B+. Roughly.
Yeah.
Your list is wholly accurate with the one missing thing of My Dress Up Darling not being in your list. That's weird to me.
I just feel like it would be a A++.
It has to be that she doesn't like it. Because I remember All For One Matt saying something in My Dress Up Darling's thread about Crystal, but I don't remember if she didn't like it or not. So that's bugging me. That's going to bug me. Huey TJ just dropped in a Discord. He says, can we all agree that not only is the animation has improved, but also the camera work as well? Between the zoom and the emphasis on the angles, the storytelling is glorious. 12 out of 10 this season. It's really
that's literally what I said, right? Yeah, I literally said it was a 12 out of 10.
Literally said that. That's so funny. So, and let me just rewind and take a quick respite real quick to mention this, because I know you said Clevatess is a 10 out of 10 for you. My threshold for this particular show is Clevatess is damn near perfect. The reason why I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 for me is because when I think 10 out of 10 now, I'm putting Freerin and I'm putting My Dress Up Darling there. And to be honest, if it wasn't for like the minuscule amount of animation in Dreaming of a Bunny Girl or whatever, or the Rascal Dreaming Of series, that would be a 10 too. Those are my thresholds for 10s. It's not Freerin and it's not My Dress Up Darling 10s. So that's why I can't say Clevatess is particularly a 10, but it's no lower than a 9.5. Like that's where I fall. So I wanted to just state that respite to just clarify my thought process as to where I'm going with that.
And I think that's reasonable, because my thought process is that as of right now, I see what you're saying too. It would be a 10. If next episode, I could think, okay, it's like a 9.8 is where I'm at. So that's where I'm at right now, because I haven't, and like I said, for animation, I think the animation is beautiful. I don't have any problem with the animation, sound design of it, the any of it. But I could see that at some point if something changes, I'll change my opinion on it as time goes.
And I'm the same way, but I'm doing it the opposite way, right? So I'm at a 9 right now, but it could be a 10 by the end of it all. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Same point.
We're just coming from different angles.
Exactly.
In the middle.
Exactly. Yeah, you can go ahead into our God, Frozen.
I was going to ask you to do that for me. All right, Frozen says, returning Kaiju number 8 is a B. New shows, Gachi Akuda, C. New Saga, C+. Togen Anki, B. Silent Witch, B. Water Magician, B-. Lord of Mysteries, A. Apocalypse Bringer, A. Clevatess, A+. From what I'm watching, I give this season a B. I'm sure I haven't been able to watch a few other gems. I'm assuming they mean few other gems, but I'll get around to it. I need y'all to hit the antagonist button on Gachi Akuda. We're about halfway through the season, and it feels like nothing of substance has happened, especially compared to other shows this season. Only superficial character exploration and minimum world building. It's pretty big letdown so far. But on the bright side, I finally chose an amazing sleeper with Apocalypse Bringer. Yes, you did. Yeah, I can hit the Gachi Akuda antagonist button, but
please do. I just hit it.
You want me to do that?
I wish you would, please.
So hear me out. With the power system that they have, that doesn't have to be trash, even though they try and make it so. The issue that we run into with Gachi Akuda is that they have this idea of this world that they've already created. The items and trash and everything that's in this world can already be so well established. They could have these characters that seem like they have this somewhat of a decent personality, and then you drop them in this world and there's not really much happening. Like what Christian the Archivist said, with things not moving, things not happening. There's motion, but it means nothing in this show. We had an episode where literally you're swinging a plunger around, and later on in the episode he has poop on his face. We have an episode this week where we got this cool concept of this character who can make mud into these clone-like figures, and the delivery mechanism for this show is just lackluster. It isn't delivering in a way that in which it could and actually give us something that's worthwhile. And what sucks is that in the beginning, you give us a demonstration of this character that we have, and he legitimately feels trash. He does not feel like a character that's going to mean anything. He's going to grow. He doesn't feel like that. And then you literally put him out here, and he almost seems like useless. Like, what is his place in the show? Everybody wants him, but what is he actually doing? Because he's not doing anything. His power is stagnated. He tries to use the power, and for the sake of, it did not work this time. So it's just not firing on any cylinders, like how normally you could just not fire on all. That's not firing on any. This is just a show that, while I'm forcing myself to watch more shonen this season, it's not delivering. And in my opinion, a C. I can rock with a C, but C-
will probably be the highest.
It's closer to where it is, because I do think it looks cool.
Yeah,
and that's it.
TCB, I think, kind of said it perfectly. He could feel every bit of that 24 episode season.
That man,
and that is a bar.
These characters have spent more time doing nothing than almost any other show this season. Like, yeah, they have looked at each other for extended periods of time, and you could feel that. You can feel it.
Yeah.
For an action anime.
Shout out to TK. He says, since I have so many this season, started with 37, now down to 30. You up there with us, TK, this season. Right. He says, let me keep it short and simple. Overall summer 2025 score is, as of now, is a B. He says, his sleeper, the Water Magician, is a B. And his most anticipated was Tonganaki. It's 7. Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant is an 8. Vermont's Cuisine is 8. I meant B. Vermont's Cuisine is a C. And a side note, I can't wait till y'all hear our discussion on School Babysitters. Yes. That is the show we're reviewing later. That's coming later. Yeah. To speak on Welcome to the Outcast restaurant, that one was a surprise. It turned out to be really, really good. Like, it's one that I'm looking forward to watching every week. So I can't wait to talk about that a little bit later.
Fear. Okay, Fear. Fear says returning. My Dress Up Darling season 2 B+. Can't get enough of this show.
E+. I'm about to hit the button on him. No.
You deserve it. All right. Can't get enough of this show. Each episode seems so short. I'm selfishly docking points because I want. Okay, this might make it make sense.
Shit.
Docking points because I want our MCs together already. Also, the new art style still catches me off guard, but I've been enjoying the introduction of secondary characters and what they add to the story, which is true. What's that character name? Sierra?
Yeah, she was fire.
Oh my God.
And she was in there for like 2 seconds.
Like, I love this character that they introduced for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Dr.Stone, C+, feels a bit speed running currently, and sometimes episodes can be hit or miss. Enjoying this season, expected the show to get better. I agree with that. Also, because I felt like I didn't watch this week's episode, but I did. I didn't even mark it as I watched it, and I go look. I'm like, oh, I did watch this.
Yeah.
It just happened so fast.
It has, and I think it has to. Right. I mean, they're trying to wrap this up in this season alone. I do feel it feels a bit speed running. However, I'm not mad at it. At this point, we got to.
It's still good though. I feel like the delivery is at a point where it's almost. I'm not gonna say it's the peak of Dr. Stone, but it's at a higher point for Dr. Stone than we have had for other seasons.
100%.
All right. Fear says, Don B, solid show. Been pleased with animation and character interactions. I appreciate that they don't take themselves so seriously. Same thing here with the new cast members being implemented, enjoying what they give the show. Now, Fear, I understand. People love this show. People enjoy Don. I don't.
Yeah, me either.
I have been trying. I wanted to watch this episode actually, and I actually forgot to watch it. I was supposed to watch this one because apparently the lead singer from Dragon Force is in this episode, and then they also used a famous Japanese rock band artist as well for the subs.
Okay,
so they did go above and beyond for the quality on some of this, and that's never to say, because Don does deserve a B if you're looking at things like animation and sound design, because they do, it is amazing on those regards, right? But
the characters are 5.5 or 6.
Yeah, and that's where you get below a B, because what is going on in those categories, and you might love those characters, but I don't, and Polow don't either. Call of the Night season 2 B, very hard to do wrong in my eyes. I need it all and then some, and I do need to catch up. But I do feel like the direction that this is headed in is better than season 1. Like, season 1 set the tone, but season 2 gave it a different direction, or not. I wouldn't say a different direction, but an
actual direction.
An actual plot point to fulfill.
Yeah.
Kaiju season 2, C+. The score is being affected by the boss battle with Kaiju No.8. I think the fight added stakes, but was dumb for that one part.
Yeah.
Seventh Prince. Generally don't know how to grade this season, but it hasn't drawn me in like last season. But I expect that to change. And hear me out. Everybody has their own taste here.
Yeah, true. This is a weird list.
I'll rock with it. New show, Togen Aki, C+. Need to see more fights. Have been good characters. Leave much to be desired. Agreed. The characters here, and to me, they feel like Gacha Kuda characters. Other than the fact that they're even more shonen-esque. That's what Gacha Kuda fails at, is that it's trying to present these characters in a more not shonen manner, like they're more relatable. Unique, and there's only like one of them, and that's the lady who is somewhat interesting in terms of like they act like an adult. Maybe 2. Secret of the Silent Witch B. Y'all kind of killing me with that. Cute, shy, and strong, makes for a great MC. LOL. True, she's all of that.
Crazy.
Dealing with the Mikadono Sisters. C is an A+++. If you know you love all these characters and think the MC deserves to be the best of the season, truthfully, like. Yeah, bro. It is also a good show. I don't know about A+++, but it's definitely a great show.
Wait, where the hell is he watching Fragrant Flower? That's my sleep. Was supposed to be my sleeper. How the hell is
Probably
he watching?
on a site that shall not be named.
Which one? Let me know, Fear, because I would love to
Figure
watch
out.
it.
Yeah, right. We need to figure out. B-. I think the school beef is a little out of control, but I'm just waiting for the payoff when everyone becomes cool. Clevatess, B+. This show does the little things well. I love how they change the aesthetic of the episode within different scenes. They do. I do think they hit those little moments as well. Gotcha, Kudos, C+. Starting to enjoy this trash show more for how they are nurturing the accepting of our MC. I have my own statements for that. Wataru Kun, C+. I felt like it started very strong, but has started to fall off a little. And then Bouquet for an Ugly Girl, B-. Very endearing show. Just wish the MC had more confidence, but I understand she was written to not be like that. JK. From My Cuisine, B+. I love cooking shows. I'm biased and understand that. I also this is from the creator of Aoashi, which Aoashi I think is a great soccer anime. But Troll to My Sister X, B-. Oh my goodness. The main girl deserves the world. She's been done so wrong her whole life. Just realized I'm watching too many shows. LOLs.
Let me touch on this. There's a lot I want to touch. Fear is never this off. And subjectively, I guess it's subjective. Like, this is such a strange list because I feel like Fear has always been closer to our watch style, right?
Right.
So to see, okay, I'm gonna just say it. To see that My Dress Up Darling and Don basically has the same score, B+ and B is basically the same score, is wild. And now I know he enjoyed Don's characters a lot more than we do. So I guess that's where that changes because, again, everything else is Don is fine as far as animation, sound design, and even villains is concerned, but the characters stink. Then, Seventh Prince. This show is pure entertainment and has been pure entertaining.
It's been on a gas. It's been crazy.
Foot to floor gas. It's crazy. Clevatess, B+. I mean, Secrets of the Silent Witch, B. I guess I can kind of understand. Watari-kun, I feel like it's getting way stronger than it is falling off
as time goes on.
Yeah, way stronger because of we're starting to come to a realization of the relationships forming around people and the drama with that. So I don't know. I'm very, very, everything else is pretty spot on. Betrothed to My Sister X, I could see the B-. I would be in more of the A+ range with Crystal, but I could see it. It's interesting. It's very interesting. How ironic that I ended up getting Rob Stone's and I'm the one who put it in the Discord. Let's go to Rob Stone. Rob Stone has a 2B Hero X comment that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show. But new show mid-season reviews. He got the way he does it is kind of perfect, and the way he does it, he puts them all in tiers, right? So A, B+ or B, C, and then he goes to the drops. So this is how he has it set up. A tier: Mikadono Sisters, Nico, Kazuka, Miwa, in that order for me. This is what I'm talking about. See, he understands the task at hand. Just give your favorite. So Nico is his favorite, Kazuka, and then Miwa in that order for me. Yu's clearing all of them as the best boy. Yeah, obviously. Of course, he's one of the best boy characters of all time, I think. Clevatess, serious and dark action without going into the into edgy territory. Absolutely. The Secrets of the Silent Witch, my sleeper, is going well as I hoped. And he says B+, Apocalypse Bringer. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Those last few shows have a few seconds have been giving me a lot to think about. Why did is it spoilers? Yeah, that's spoilers, so we ain't gonna read that. But we could talk about that a little bit later too. B tier, Outcast registered on some stronger episodes recently. New Saga. He says I enjoy the latest arc and have high hopes. Yeah, me too. And then C, sorry, my scroll wheel is busted on this mouse. C+, Water Magician. It's not a gripe. Oh, sorry. It hasn't gripped me recently. And then his last is dropped Private Tutor. I just haven't gone back to, so I finally dropped it, which I understand. Private Tutor is getting better though, too. Not significantly better, but you could probably keep it off the list.
That threw me off a wall.
Yeah. Why did they spend so much on that particular fight? But I digress. All right. Yeah. Let's to go to Clevatess real quick. He mentioned that it's serious and dark action without going into edgy territory. That is what I appreciate about Clevatess the most. And again, we talk about this all the time in this show, but it's doing shit for the sake of, man. Can't stand that overly done. Every time I think about it, I think of Junie Tyson or the other one that I always mention that fucking sucks.
But
like,
it's easy to just say it's not campy.
Ooh, campy wouldn't be the word I would use, but I could see how you could use that word.
Because that's what edgy turns out to be a lot of times. Like it's dwelling on some of those moments that are like darker and a little bit more harsh, but you don't have to do that. And the show, I feel like, demonstrates that extremely well.
Yeah.
You get the gory and the bloody and the messy and the edgy, but it's not like it has to stick there. You know what I mean?
No, there's reason behind,
right.
There's a method to the madness. For the
and then there's motion. It moves with that. So it's like, it's not, like I said, and that's why I'm saying it's not campy. It's not sitting in your face the whole time with this idea of how dark and edgy can this show get. It's not trying to intentionally push those boundaries of saying this is what we're aiming for. It feels like to me it's aiming for a direction. It's aiming for a story.
Absolutely. There's one thing that it did this week though that I will say is interesting. And why I will say it's definitely a 9 and out of 10 so far, but it could work its way up to a 10. And that's it did the let's send Goku to a different planet, or let's put Gojo in a box, or let's put etc. You see what I'm saying about that without spoiling anything? Let's remove the queen from the board. But she can come back though. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I hate that shit. That shit just doesn't necessarily fit, because it just happened. You know what I'm saying? It just happened, which I almost don't feel like it would happen this way for Clevatess. It only happened this way so they could execute what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And that was the part I was like, it had me like, but everything else is still Clevatess. It's still really good. So I just wanted to mention that without spoiling it in this particular part. But that part got me a little, a little downward trend, if you will, lack of a better term. But it's not downward.
And if they did it and there's a reason in the end, and I think it could turn out to be okay.
I mean, they gave us the reason. The reason wasn't, I don't think, validating enough, because it didn't feel like a move they would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It
just didn't feel appropriate for that particular time because of, the reason. What would happen is we would get somewhere first, and then you would do that. And when you get that to there somewhere first, you would end up meeting the situation in which that happened. You end up meeting that person, and then it would have been solved. And because they didn't want to just solve it like that, because of who he is, obviously they did it this way, which just felt weird. It felt not Clevatess-esque, So we can talk about that later.
I can give you that. Yeah.
And spoiler talk. All right.
You ready?
What do we think? Let's go to ours now, Till.
All right.
I will say this, and I mentioned this in the form of our Discord for this particular show. With You in the Rain, I watched episode 3 and some of 4. I didn't get to finish 4, but episode 3, I absolutely love her best friends. They're just as cute as she is, and I love them all. I love them so much.
And their personalities are just different.
Yeah, they're so different, but they're so just cute. And the voice acting they chose for the English dub for these characters were phenomenal. I'm captivated by these 3 women now. I just love them. Yeah, and the mom too. And I do like this show a lot. And I'm definitely sticking with the dub because I'm enthralled with who they got, and I'm just like, yeah, this shit's great.
I absolutely love that, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I love that with all of my heart.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Because man, this show is so it's so peaceful.
Yeah,
and I feel
An easy turn on.
It's so just relax and just chill.
Yep.
Does that mean it's super high quality? Not necessarily. I mean, you know what I mean?
It is high quality for sure.
It is, but I'm saying like I wouldn't necessarily say it's
it ain't gonna blow your socks off, yeah.
But man, is it great. Like it just fulfills the needs.
It's not supposed to blow your socks off, is I guess what I should have said. Sorry.
Right.
It's just a show. You just put it on and you just enjoy the situation. When the best friend mentioned what our little animal friend is, and the animal friend got a little, hold on.
Right.
She's the only one that's actually called out to what the fuck I am. Let me get away from her. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was so funny. But yeah. I enjoy it. All right. So starting off with returning. Let's start off with returning, please.
Okay.
Rising of the Shield Hero. How you feeling about Rising?
I feel like before we got to this most recent few episodes, we talked about Campy. I feel like we kind of stuck here a little too long.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Which has degraded the score a bit for me, because I felt like we didn't, like, starting off, it had a very good feel and flow to it. I would have said it was probably like sitting at a A minus, B plus, very high B plus. You know what I mean? Like almost A. I just kind of feel like it's a B. Like, I'm excited to watch it. I'm not upset with it. It's still really quality in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it would have been better had the progression felt a little bit more, or the pacing felt a little bit more snappy and on point.
Yeah. I do agree with that, because what happened is I feel like we felt anchored. This is something that could have been, and this is going to go into a comparison territory, which is hard not to do in this particular realm of conversational podcast. But you know what? sorry to do this, but Rascal does not dream of Santa Claus. What they do, and this is in season 1, season 2. And then you get the movies. The movies are a specific thing, but the movie length is about 3 episodes too. But they cover an entire arc in 3 episodes, and it's a fulfilling full story arc in 3 episodes. It's the beginning, it's the climax, and it's the ending of that particular arc. And the fact that you can cover that in 3 episodes, like, I feel like Rising of the Shield Hero can cover this exact arc in 3 episodes, and it would have been just fine. Speed up the fight. Like, there was a lot of repetitiveness with the fight between our character, and they did exactly that trope that we talked about breaking free from 2 episodes ago. It was fucking just like, ugh. But it was okay, because it wasn't now for me. It was a side character. I feel more okay with that than I do about it being the main character. But I was cool with it, you know. And I'm still down with the story, but the progression is a lot slower, and we only got 12 this season. So I feel like we were kind of dragging our feet. However, I do enjoy the story. I do enjoy the characters. I do enjoy the world. So I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah.
I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, so I take my time perfecting my magical ability. How you feel about it?
It has been phenomenal for me. Absolutely phenomenal. It's I love how things play out. I love the constant wanting to understand and break down, and not even just that, but it's the breakdown, understand, and then manipulate and use. Mm-hmm. It's like the whole process feels like they did science experimenting with magic properly. Like, what was that anime that I chose as my sleeper the couple seasons ago with the magic? He wanted to break down the magic and learn it.
Oh, I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
This just does that on a 1,000 times better level.
Yeah. And it wasn't that he broke down the magic. He was learning magic in a world that didn't have any. Yeah,
or it was foreign to them.
Yep.
Until it wasn't, right? Boo. I have been thoroughly enjoying this show. It's high quality on so many levels. Is it the best this season? No, but man, is it good? I gotta give it an A right now.
Yeah, I don't know what Where is it not the best? It's the best. It's a progression in his magic ability, as it states, and it's also.
I'm not saying it's not really good. I'm saying like I can't say it's the best because what's returning as the best is clearly the best.
What's returning as okay. You're separating it from a whole different show. I understand. Yeah. No. This is it. It's getting better. It's doing nothing but getting better from the halfway point it was from the first season to the halfway point it is now. It's better. Like that first halfway point, it was okay. It wasn't bad. But this halfway point is significantly better for me because we are steadily progressing in what he is doing, and that's perfecting his magical ability in ways that is so fucking like because you would never think from the last season that we would advance and we could advance any more. And he's doing exactly that. He's advancing some more. And this time we're getting more from the side characters. The side characters are even becoming more of a reliability to our main character than a liability, but it's also offering some situations and some dramatic notions that is fun, man. That I'm excited to see him execute because this next episode is going to be incredible. Now this is episode 5, so by the time you're hearing this, episode 6 should be out. But it's crazy. It's crazy good. It's an A. It's an A for sure.
Yeah. So we agree. It's a phenomenal show. It's crazy good.
Yeah. But what Tel mentioned, and that's let's go here first. Dr.Stone. How do we feel about that? We kind of touched on it a bit. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm enjoying this more than I thought I was. Like I said, the speed running that Fear mentioned, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I feel like it makes sense for this particular thing to end. It needs to end. It doesn't need to overstay its welcome anymore. We understand that they're capable of doing very unique things and getting to where they need to go. I'm ready for them to get to where they are going so then we can figure out what the fuck is actually going on. And then we can science our way from there. And that's going to be fun. And even with being this cat and mouse game on top of it, I'm okay with it. Every episode is easy to watch and it's fun.
I'm on the same page with Dr. Stone, mostly because it has felt speed running, but it's also been enjoyable for what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not at necessarily Dr. Stone's peak, but it's definitely not at the worst that Dr. Stone has been.
No, God.
And there are moments that are just very enjoyable, but then there are moments that speed by super fast, which some of it feels like with reason. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's something I turn on easily. Like I said, I watched this most recent episode. I remember it, and I'm like, damn, that episode went fast.
As hell.
But did I enjoy it? I certainly did. So I gotta say that it is solid, and I agree with a B.
Yeah. Kaiju No.8.
I think we're gonna have different opinions on this one. While this episode I thought had some absolutely fire moments, I didn't like the fact that we had to do all of this to get here. I felt like, and I think we agree obviously on the standpoint that it was good to have the development that we got, but that happened in the previous season, and to get here and then get this episode for the sake of another character's development, so to speak, it felt, I can't say it felt gratifying because we lost something in this, and loss is important in some aspects of anime, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that the loss isn't important, but I'm saying that the delivery mechanism for the loss, with putting in context for how things could have gone, should have gone, and things like that.
Yeah.
It took off at a decent pace, but right now I'm stuck at like I don't know if this is high, but B-. I'm at like a B- right now.
It's high for sure. Because everything before this episode was terrible. It was just awful. And it was awful, not in a sense of animation, sound design, or anything like that. No. It's all about regression and character development. Like at the end of last season, we didn't need what we got at the beginning of this season for 4 episodes, or 4 episodes, because episode 5 is what we just watched. So For 4 episodes, we really just spent our wheels on absolutely nothing that we didn't need to spend our wheels on because we've been there before. We've done this in the very last episode of that last season where we finally got acknowledgement of who he is. He should have, again, I done gave him the sauce. Like I done gave you the fucking, I swear if it was written the way I said it, it would have been perfect. And that's not even being arrogant. That's just being like, just unique enough to where it would be more entertaining because we didn't need this. We didn't need this quote unquote subpar ass character development. It felt so pointless because it was so one and done that it didn't even matter in the end. Like it just didn't matter. So why do it? Why do this tropey ass thing that, again, shout out to Tell for mentioning that episode, breaking free from this trope that we just need to get away from. If only we did that from the beginning, this would have been a B, I think, or anywhere in that range. But it's probably a C minus for me, only because this most recent episode, because shit would have been a D because that shit was so basic and so fucking terrible. And this is one of my most anticipated shows this season. And I said this in the Discord. Now, this is what I'm talking about for this most recent episode, because an unexpected situation with an unexpected outcome is exactly what we needed. Like something like this is cool. But then Fear put it in perspective for me. How the fuck did he not make it? He had jets on the bottom of his feet by the end of last episode. So why all of a sudden these jets that he had on his bottom of his feet are not being utilized? That's a little show again.
Fishy, right?
Very fishy and tropey and very weird. So with that aside, this still was a much better episode because if we would have had this 2 episodes ago, it would have been,
we could have been somewhere else. And the impact would have been just as important. And the character development for not only of Kafka, but everybody around him would have been so impactful. We just wasted time spinning our wheels to just get the same result we could have had with a much more entertaining situation. Like he could have just transformed and been fighting number 9, and it could have been a cooler fight, a longer fight, instead of I can't transform. This weak ass character development piece. They also could have gave us a different excuse for wanting to demonstrate other characters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's really what it was.
That's true.
Is that they wanted to demonstrate the newer characters and what they could do and showcase an older character, give us a little bit of backstory before they lean into this. But there was another way that they could have done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with C minus for this joint for sure. Let's see. It was returning. Let's continue on with returning, and that's I Dress Up Darling. Oh, I guess Call It a Night for You. Let's do Call It a Night for You real quick.
It's a C.
C for Call It a Night.
And it's mostly because while the characters are the same, at least there's some better direction in terms of where it's going. I really like the way it looks, man. I can't lie about that, bro. I love the way the show looks. It was always
beautiful.
But that can't save it in its entirety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying it's even like if the animation was a 10, because it's not.
Aesthetically, though.
Overall, aesthetically, it's very pleasing, and I like dark tones, bro. I can't. The fact that it's always this kind of like cool, dark lit kind of tone, it doesn't do it for me. But everything else, like the characters are a C. Plot and pacing, definitely like a C. You know what I mean? Everything is so C, other than the look, that it's like it's got to be a C.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick it up still. It's still on my list. It's definitely one I'm not gonna let get away from me this season. But for me, a couple of Cuckoo season 2 is another returning one. It's becoming a little convoluted, so I'm gonna give this one a C as well. Unfortunately, man, there's only one girl that should win here, and it's just hard to even root for anybody else, and it feels just weird with everybody else around. So yeah, that one's a C. And then Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. I'm only 3 episodes in, so this can't truncate the same as like a midterm. So I'm just gonna say this: we don't have to count it we don't want to count it. But this shit is a fucking A+. The best dialogue, I think, of any slice of life anime I've had since Remake Our Life. It's top tier. All right, now my dress up darling.
Nope, the anime of the summer season, Dandadan.
Oh shit.
Now I know y'all love Dandadan.
Yeah. It looks good.
I gotta say, and hear me out. I put a C right here, and I don't agree with that. I'm giving it a D plus, and I say that because I legitimately I don't like these characters, and I talked to a friend about Dandadan earlier today, and he told me about how much he loves the characters, and I'm like, I don't get it.
We're just so I don't understand how we're so off with this. As far as the general consensus go with these characters, they're the worst. Probably some of the worst characters I've seen in these type of shows.
I dislike these characters so much.
Me too. I can't find it.
Yo, you can just call me a hater. Just call me a hater.
I don't think you are though. With that. I don't think you are though, because there's no significant reason as to why you would like these characters. And it's maybe because one girl yells at one guy a lot. One guy cries and whines a lot. One guy is annoying. Just he's purely there to be annoying. And one girl is purely there to just be weird. Like it's nothing to it. It's nothing to them whatsoever. I don't understand. I don't know what it is that they like about them. It's creepy. It's perverted. It feels wrong a lot of the times to watch, as far as like knowing that an adult man kind of wrote.
I feel like this
shit sometimes.
I feel like if you turn the volume off of this show and just watch it, just read the subtitles and watch it in silence.
Yeah,
it is legitimately bad.
And then people say, I love the fact that these characters don't take themselves too seriously. I will say this. The best thing about Dandadan is the fact that the entire show don't take itself serious. Not just necessarily the characters don't. The entire show don't take itself seriously. But it's not about how serious the characters are. It's just about them. They don't offer anything.
The lack of seriousness only really translate, in my opinion, because like I said, I can't be the end all be all, right?
Right.
I'm not the authority on Dandadan or anime opinions, right?
Same.
But to me, the not seriousness only translates extremely well when we're talking about like Turbo Granny or like I said before.
Absolutely.
I think the new spirit this season for another character that was introduced by itself,
the spirit by itself,
that whole little explanation for the character and how it came to be, how that spirit came to be. Every time we do the spirit thing, it is so cool. The spirits that are taking over these kids are fucking phenomenal, bro. Yep. They are the best parts of these kids. And then you got the kids.
Yeah, and they
only have a good interaction with each other once every 5 episodes.
Yeah.
The kids interact with each other in a manner in which that's actually enjoyable once every 5 episodes. I don't get it. And like I said, that's for me. I can't judge how everybody else view that. But I only like when they actually listen to each other for the most part and have a mini breakthrough. And then 10 seconds later, they'll go off and do their own thing where the breakthrough is completely forgotten about. And I get it. But the spirits are legitimately the best characters of the show, and Grandma.
Yep. And Grandma. I was about to say, don't forget about Grandma because she carries. I can't.
The aliens suck.
Aliens are terrible. Aliens are absolutely awful. They're just there for no reason, to be fair. I don't understand it. I try. I guess, again, sorry to say this, but I think Dandadan is like, Dandadan is like dangling some keys in front of a baby.
Oh God.
I think it's a bunch of dope animation, beautiful sound, and pretty colors, and that's about it.
That is funny.
I don't think there's anything else with these characters whatsoever. And again, what we, as Mike Check Waifu, as people say, if your characters stink, your show is going to stink. And unfortunately, because the show is mostly the characters, it stinks. Because if it was about these villains more so, like episode 7 of season 1, which was some of the best anime I think I've ever watched, that episode, shit was incredible. The ballerina chick and her story and the way it was artistically drawn and directed and just.
But and that's the worst part. There's an episode in this season that's like that. It's one of for the new spirit that was introduced for the guy. And it was so good.
It was really
because you're going to see the guy, you're going to hate him, but then you're going to see the spirit and the whole backstory and story for the spirit. And you're like, oh my God, that was so endearing. That felt like I watched a sad, loving slice of life episode, and then you go right back into the kids.
Momo, don't touch Momo. Don't touch Momo. It's literally just that for 40. Jeez Christ. Every time I watch it, I say, Jesus, man, just stop. Enough. It's so taxing. It's very taxing. Okay, now. I Dress Up Darling. Literally top 10 show probably of all time. Incredible. A+ for us both. I'm speaking for us.
Absolutely not. It's not an A+.
It's A++. Excuse me.
It's S tier. We're going S tier. Come on.
We're making a new grade.
That was quoted by Christian the Archivist.
Yeah.
He needed something better than A, and it's S tier.
It is S tier. Absolutely S tier. On the contrary to what Fear says, I love the new art design.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Love the way it's animated. I love the way it looks. I love how everything emphasizes something. Everything is emphasizing in each scene. No scene is wasted. No color is wasted. No sound is wasted. And then there's just the character development of someone who's understanding himself, not only himself, but the people around him after being scarred. It's overcoming that, the assumption of judging a book by its cover. It's the perfect route for that particular story. And it's just, it is an S tier show.
It's working up to be like my second favorite slice of life of all time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I still think it could have some more. And what I mean by that, and I think Tel, you would understand this, but probably mostly nobody else would understand what I'm trying to say here. Fear mentions it because he said, I want them to get together already. It's not about getting together already. It just needs some more. It doesn't have a remake our life situation. It doesn't have a dreaming of a bunny girl situation. It doesn't have a my romantic teen comedy snafu situation. It's just the show. And that is nothing wrong with that. I can't take that away from it because that doesn't make it a bad thing. I think if it just has some more, it will be probably my number one.
And I would say, without going into too much depth, I think that at the point in the show we're at, the romance is in the understanding that you can be in love with something and not be judged for it.
Yep.
And I feel like that what we're all wanting is coming because they keep dropping little hints on both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Absolutely.
It's such a great show.
Absolutely. All right. We are a long in the tooth this time. Okay. Let's try. I know it's going to be hard for the note taking, but let's try to rapid fire some of these.
Let's go.
Let's talk our sleepers. My sleeper, Audible, ended up being April Shower Bring May Flowers. I still do love this show. Very endearing. Very sweet. Again, this was another one that lacks progression, but I do see some progression within the guy, which is nice. He's starting to understand. Maybe I like someone, and it's our main character. However, for it to take 6 episodes is a little cumbersome. It's very From Me to You-esque, because that took quite a while as well. And that could become taxing. So for me, this is a B. I still love the show. I love the characters. I love her so much. I really do love the MC so much. And I root for her every single day. And I watch it with the biggest heart. And then the girl, I hate that girl. What's her name? Ukadani. I hate her so much, but I digress.
I do actually really enjoy this show. With the previous episode made me angry with the because I do think our girl character, I love her and I love how she kind of is, but with the accident that she made in her words, I
was frustrating.
I almost threw my drink out the window, but it's still a really good show, so I gave it a B-.
Your sleeper, Apocalypse Bringer. I love this show so much. This is a B+ for me.
Yeah. I do. I love it as well. And I can't give it higher than that, but a B+ is where I think it should stand. If it had better animation or something, it would be higher, but everything else is phenomenal.
I love the introduction of these two servants that was introduced, and that story that happened within it. That was that was big, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. That's how I feel about every episode. Every time the show ends, I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what's about to happen next week.
And how they describe the alignment thing.
Yeah, the alignment thing was huge. It was perfect. Well done. Okay, that's it for the sleepers. Let's go to. I don't even want to hear your thoughts on this, but I'll entertain. Betrothed to My Sister's Ex. This is an A for me. This show is beautiful. It's captivating. She's beautiful. She's the best female character this season for me personally. And then I love what happened at the end of this most recent episode of episode 6 it seems like a turning point, which is normal for anime. Normal anime episode 6 has turning points, and this seems like one of them. I want to see how fucking psycho this mother got with this what looks to be a porcelain doll. Or maybe not. Maybe it's something entirely different, which is creepy all in itself, all the same. So, yeah, this one is an A.
Oh, you gave it an A? I thought you said B+. No. It's a C-.
Alrighty, moving on. The Secrets of the Silent Witch. This is one of the better shows this season for sure. Again, I don't understand what people don't see about the growth of this character. It's wonderful. I think this is what the her partner in the 7th, whatever the fuck, Lewis. I think this is what Lewis was intending for her to meet people and grow as a person, to understand like if you could talk to people, you could just become even more of a demon. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to just help her come out of her shell more so she can just be that much better. I don't think it's anything malicious behind it, and I do love this show so very much. I think personally it's an A, from the look to the growth to the characters around her to the situations, and then it's to Monica. It's an A.
This is one of my favorite shows this season.
For sure.
Everything Polow said is a fact. It's A. It's amazing.
Let's see. Scooped up by the S-rank adventurer. You know, this one could be, if this had the Silent Witch budget or just any more animation, it could be good. But it doesn't. It seemed like at the end of this episode, the next episode will be the turning point, because the party that he was kicked out of understands now, and the town now understands. So that's where it seems like it's going to be a progression within the overarching story of our character. But I think this show it's a Polow and Telliano show. It's a decent show. It's a C-ass show.
Oh, a C?
Yeah.
All right. I gave it a C+. I think it has all the great features of a show that I would like, a show that Polow and Tel would like. Mm-hmm. It's not blowing your mind, but it is something good to watch. So I gave it a C+.
Yeah. Private tutor to the Duke's daughter. This is probably a C as well for me. It's not bad, but it's not captivating. But it's, I don't even think this is a Polow and Telliano show, but I'm here for it. It's easy to watch.
This might be controversial, but this is like my least favorite show. I think this is worse than Betrothed to My Sister's Ex.
I mean, that's obvious, but
yeah, I think it's a D+. Like, it is. I'm watching it because there's elements I like, but the show itself, I just think
it's not there.
And quality wise, it's not good.
It's not there. Lord of Mysteries. This fucking show again. I'm only basing this bitch off the dub. So remember, I don't know nothing about what goes on in the future and how the sub was, et cetera, et cetera. This show, I love this shit so much. This show is an A for me. It's so intriguing. It captivates me in a way that I haven't been captivated since Overlord, where I just want to learn more about the world. I want to dive deeper into where we are and why we are here. And I haven't done it yet like I did with Overlord because I think I need to just watch it all first, and then I'll go into that depth that I like to do with Overlord. This has been fucking fantastic. Not only does it look amazing, the dub is what? I feel like this is why it took them so long to dub it, because I feel like they're breaking the damn bank with these dub actors. Like I've heard, I think every character it was a main character in other shows. In this show, as Saga, it's just so much good. There is one girl who you could tell is has an American accent, who's speaking with the English accent that's a little rough in its most recent episode. But that's nothing. It's nothing to complain about. It's spectacular. Lord of Mysteries has been top tier, especially what happens this episode with the I can't even say it because it's spoilers, but it's fucking great. Shout out to the Grey Mist.
Yeah, Great Fall, Grey Mist. But everything Polow said, again, fact. There's nothing I can take away from this show. The dub saved it.
100%.
And I say it saved it not because it changes the actual content, but it's just easier to understand and digest what's happening. And man, when you watching it and you digesting what's happening, bro, this show is phenomenal. Yeah. It did a lot of really cool things and a lot of really great
unique,
things.
Right?
Yeah, this has been great. So Lord of Mysteries, I appreciate it coming for what it came for. It came crazy this season.
Mikadono Sisters, A. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy A.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Easy.
That shit's so good. It's so good. New Saga. You know what? I like this one better than I do Scooped Up by that Circle Adventurer. This is a B for me. And again, it's not going to wow you with the looks because the animation is rough. Even though this most recent fight was pretty fucking cool. I love where the story is going, and the why of the story is fucking fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going way more than I am with Scooped Up by that Circle Adventurer. So it has to have a better grade than that. So B.
And that's where I was gonna go, is that it's just more enticing in general as something that is giving me content to enjoy. It delivers more. Yeah. So I also gave it a B. That's
a good point. Enticing content is exactly what it is. Clevatess, A, easy A.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's just so good. Like I said, I don't like what they did with this most recent episode, but I understand it. You have to if you want to do what they're trying to do here. It makes total sense. It just didn't have to feel so obvious in a show, in a world that hasn't been that. I still love it though, all the same.
Clevatess is a basically S tier.
Damn. Welcome to the Outcast restaurant. This one is a B plus for me. I like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. I love the characters, especially I'll tell you here. She's just a sweetheart and endearing and a wonderful, wonderful character. And it looks like the implications of what's to come is enticing content, as you said a couple of seconds ago, because who we just meet at the end of this most recent one got me intrigued for sure. And I'm glad it didn't turn out to be what Crystal thought it was going to be, and that's going to be a trauma dump every week, because that was getting rough at the beginning.
I got to catch up on this one. I planned on binging it mostly because, it's to be fair, I do think the first two episodes I watched were good.
Remove Gotcha Kuda or something to watch this, to sacrifice to watch this. Just to catch up, because it's really good. I think, especially with this most recent episode coming up, I think it's one we could bring to spoiler talk even.
Okay.
With what's coming up.
I'll have it caught up then. But yeah, I thought it was cool for the first two episodes, but I figured it's just something I can binge. But if we're talking it's that good, then I'll catch up so we can bring that discussion.
For sure. I think it'll be worth. I guess this is going to be for me, and that's Shy Hero. Again, the Shy Hero and the Assassin Princesses. It's not going to be for everybody. If you could look past the fact that this is not about the hero, which I can, it's endearing. It's sweet. It's very intriguing with learning the backstory of the three princesses. And I look forward to it. I look forward to watching it, but it's not going to wire your socks off. I give it a C+. It's better than Private Tutor. It's better than Scooped Up by Nesric Adventurer for me so far, but it's only slightly because of the character dynamics and their backstories is interesting. And again, because I could look past the fact that it's not about the hero. All right. What do you
Let me know
got?
when you got your list done. All right. Detectives these days are crazy. It is a regular old D+. It's not good, and I wouldn't even recommend it to anybody. But it has its enjoyable moments in terms of like a comedy. Am I laughing at it? Actually, no. No, but it actually, there's something about it that makes me just come back to it, and it could just because how easy it is to turn on. But the comedy is a little bit too, what do they call it, slapsticky. Onmyo Kaiten Rebirth verse.
He's saying this as he types, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm typing it in. Onmyo Kaiten Rebirth. What it is not good. It's I'm gonna say it's like a C-, right? And I say it's a C- because it has a shonen aspect to it that I can see is really enjoyable, but like the animation and the CGI and stuff doesn't mix well. And then they did a whole episode that was like all this just mostly music oriented, and the music wasn't good. So it's okay, and I can see a world where people enjoy it.
We forgot about Water Magician too.
Water Magician. Let's do that one real quick.
What you got for it?
I think Water Magician actually is pretty good for what it was. I was thinking about it when you hadn't said nothing yet. I was gonna bring it up again anyway. I like Water Magician. I think it is kind of like in the middle of some of the things that we have on the list for what it is, right? I feel like I'm stuck between like a C+ ish, like a low B, like high C+, like 79% to like a 81%.
I can see that. I'm in C+ territory too, because again, it's definitely slightly better than Shy Hero, so that's where I would go with that. I guess you stop Watari-kun's.
Yeah, I still got to catch up on that. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I think this is a lot better than it is going to get credit for. This for me is a B for sure. B-, B, but I'm really intrigued. I really am as far as like where this romance is going and what's going on with the mental of our main character and how and what happened between him and his childhood friend. There's like a lot there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and just say yes, B.
Tongen Anki, are you caught up on it?
I'm still back quite a bit.
I think Tongen Anki is the most shonen of shonen. It feels like I'm watching Naruto Jr.
Is it as handholdy as the Gachi Okuda beginning was? That shit was terrible.
It literally just feels like a typical shonen copy and paste, bro.
I see.
It just feels like that. So I feel like I gotta give it a C because it's just right in the middle. Yeah. I feel like it's almost one of those anime that you just recommend to people who maybe starting anime. Because
I'm like Naruto I could watch. Yeah.
Yeah, literally that. Solo Camping for 2. Solo Camping for 2 has gotten progressively better every episode. I give Solo Camping for 2 currently a C+, but I can see it working up to like a B- or regular, maybe just a regular B. But I actually have really enjoyed these most recent episodes. Where else am I at? The Summer Hikaru died. I'm just gonna give it a B- because I love it. Yeah, I think it's great actually. But I have to give it a B- because of it. The hooks aren't always hooks, and there's some continuity issues. I just feel like they're not doing their best at. And then I'm just gonna go with You in the Rain. What do you think? Whoa,
am I allowed to at episode 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a B+ for sure. I love the characters, but it's just not much. And I don't think it's supposed to be fair. But.
Right. And that's where I'm at, because I feel like intentionally the plot is not delivering much of anything yet. And there may be something later, but it, for the show and for what it's supposed to feel like it is, and I'm lying, and there's stuff that's been delivered that you just wouldn't know about. I think a B+ is where it is.
Okay, we're both on the same page then. So if it continues to be that, I'll continue to watch it because I love it. Love the characters, love the voice acting. It's fantastic. All right, that's it. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go into our review of BabySitters. We're gonna forego get to know my chick waifu because we're just gonna go quick break right into the review. So we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to episode 313 of Mic Check Waifu. This is normally we save this second half of the show for spoiler talk, and again, this is a review of BabySitters, the anime. We're not going to spoil anything, so this is a show that this is a review you could listen to and find out if this is a show for you when we start to talk about it. But the way Mic Check Waifu reviews work is that we rate an anime based off of 5 categories. Those 5 categories are animation, sound design, pacing, plot, and characters. We're going to explain what those are and how they work exactly during the review. But We rate those 5 categories and rate them using a 20-point scale, 1.5, 5.5, 2.5, 1, etc. And then we take the averages of those scores from each host, get our overall average of that particular anime, and average that score together from both of us to give you the official Mic Check Waifu score. Without further ado, Tel, what did you think about BabySitters? Overall thoughts?
I think that the show has so many different levels of endearing and relatableness and cuteness. I will also say there were some things I found highly annoying. And that's just because of, I guess, where I am in my age and whatnot. And I'm a father and not a necessarily an older brother in some of these regards and whatnot. But
because he's a way older brother.
Yeah, I do think that this show has a lot of love in it, if that makes sense. Like it has a lot of greatness in the show. There are very few things I can say I absolutely honestly disliked about this show. Because I feel like there's a place for everything in this show, so to speak, except for like one thing.
Yeah, there's literally nothing to hate in it whatsoever. At all. Okay, so the show is neat. It's just, it was easy to watch. I watched it all basically in one day. I watched it all Monday. So even before the last week episode came, I watched every single episode of the show. Very easy to watch. It just flew by. It didn't take no time at all to watch. For some reason, it felt like I was watching 15 minutes of each episode. And again, like you said, very endearing. And just, I don't know. There's not much here to say or to talk about. Because it's a good show. You know what I mean? It's a good show. I absolutely love the characters. Again, he's a big brother that's like old brother. Like there's in a situation that I feel like we wouldn't understand because neither one of us has been in a situation. Like I'm obviously an older brother, but my sister's 3 years younger than me. So it's not too much of a difference between the age gap. But in his particular situation, it's a huge age gap. In the first episode, at the end of the first episode, I was crying. I was sad. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of times where they would talk about, he would talk about his emotions and stuff, and it would get to me. It really would, because of the familial bond that's going on. And honestly, what the grandma did, like I enjoyed her method. It was phenomenal. I thought she was a great character. And the show just has a lot of moments that I just absolutely loved from a comedic standpoint to a character development standpoint. However, I would say I think I agree with you on the one part that just didn't feel right. I think it's the romance. I think, right? Is that where we are?
It's not even that.
It was just non-existent. It was just weird.
It was really just the one character who was getting nosebleeds over kids. Oh,
like yeah, no, that shit was weird. I erased that.
I was like, why? Where do you have a place in this?
Because okay, so here's the deal with that though, and I had to
compartmentalize it.
Yeah,
no,
because
I understand what you're about to say because I agree.
Yeah, because it's just nosebleeds in the Japanese culture is just strange. It's just overstimulation. When you see something too cute, it's overstimulating. Oh my God, it's so adorable. So it was that. But from our perspective, it's just weird. It seems weird.
100%. And I got the gist of that, right? Because I literally did the same thing you just said, right? Yeah. In my head, I'm like, okay, it's not that, right? He's not that character, but they did emphasize, like in that first introduction of him, that moment, and I was like, come on, man, why y'all gotta do it like that? And then they made it seem like that. Yes, they were weirded out by it. Yeah. And I was like, y'all, if y'all hadn't done that and just made it seem like he just was so overjoyed from the fact that he gets to hang out with kids because he just loves kids, it would have felt less Hisoka and more like an original character who just actually likes caring for children.
Yeah, it's just they're so cute and so overstimulating that all the blood rushed to my brain. Like it wasn't But they did. Like, it was a lot of times where they would make it seem as though it was like freaky, creepy.
Stranger than it needed to be.
Yeah, but it's like over time you start to understand like it's really not. But okay, let's start with the review. As we start with every review, let's start with the animation. In the animation, what we're going to rate is the art style, visual direction, scenery, and the overall viewing experience on watching the show. Dale, if you don't mind.
You want me to start on animation?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you do every episode, every review, so might as well keep it going.
It was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Oh my God. I feel like the animation was below average. So I actually gave it a 6.5 out of 10 in terms of animation. Like it didn't wow me in any way, shape, or form. The art style wasn't unique or have this pop to it that made it feel like it was special. Did it fit for the show? And I feel like maybe that's what I need to take in consideration, that it did fit for what the show was trying to portray. Yes. But quality wise, it wasn't anything special whatsoever.
Yeah, it was most certainly unique. That I'll say. But it was a unique in a almost Shin-Chan-esque way. Which
is why I felt like it wasn't unique. That's literally what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah, and I think, and me personally, I think that's unique because it's only Shin-Chan that's kind of that. I mean, it's not only, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's an only well known enough anime to do that. But again, it wasn't special, but I did like the art style. I did like the visuals of it, and I did like the character design that they had for the kids. They were adorable. They were all unique and very. You could very much differentiate the personalities, and I know I was just going into character territory, but the personalities from the character designs, I loved it a lot. Especially I loved the mother designs too. It was wonderful, but it was average. It was very much average. So I gave it a 7 because it was just average. Sound design. Now, sound design is soundtrack, composition, sound effects, and how well it tied to the visuals. It was quite average. It wasn't much to it. Yeah, it's a 7. I don't know what more I can say. It wasn't below average for me. I did like the music a lot. And then the kids sound like kids. So yeah. 7.
So the soundtrack didn't have really much memorable for me.
Yeah.
The voice acting wasn't bad though.
Great.
And especially considering there was no dub or anything like that, I did actually, and I would say I did feel like I made a relationship with the voices and understood and could differentiate where they were going, right?
Yeah.
But it was very middling, very average. This is what I would expect. So I gave it a 7.
Yeah. It's hard to, this scale is great. It works very well for what we do, but it sucks for shows like this. But I digress. Let's go to the next category. Pacing is the next topic, and the pacing is the episode to episode strength and continuity and how well the story developed and unfolded as the series went on.
Now, I feel like Polow's not going to agree with me on this.
We always never do.
Because I feel like this is the second best aspect. No, it's not. Because I do feel like the last 2 are actually better than this one. But I feel like this is one of the aspects that could save this show. Mostly for the fact that the pacing is just episode to episode. Like, it's different scenario every episode. And knowing that, it's like there is no expectation. But that also still makes it very average.
This is a hard show to rate, but an easy show to rate at the same time.
So it is, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like it's a 7. It's not necessarily better than anything, but it's not. It's just it's expected. It's very average episode to episode.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just we got character growth in a way that's from the people around him, right? And it was paced relatively. It just is. It's not. I don't know. It's just not there. It's not much there because in the end, nothing really changed. Okay, I will just say that. So pace wise, yes, while there was stuff that happened, while we had a situation of the week every week, it didn't really change anything. So what's being paced here? I don't really know. I don't really know how to answer it because you could literally come into the show and watch episode 5 and not
miss the beat, almost
not miss anything. So
you just would miss the understanding of what episode 1 is, and that would be it.
Yeah, and is that bad? No, it's average. It's a 7. I don't know. I don't know where to go from there. I guess I'll start with plot. Plot is the overall story and how well it was written and how well the story resonated with us as the viewer. So the story is about a teenage boy who has to watch his younger brother because of something happening to his parents. And he gets, actually, this is all in the synopsis, by the way. And he gets set up with his grandmother, essentially, who was the chairwoman of this school. I would say high school, but it seems like it's both middle school and high school. And he's learning to cope with loss as an older brother while taking care of his younger brother, and being tasked with running a daycare in the school in which he has to watch over the teacher's kids. And that's it. That's the plot. I just spoiled the entire story for you. Sorry. I know I said there's going to be no spoilers, but how can I not spoil it when that is the synopsis of the story? But the story is a situation that happens with the kids, and it's adorable and it's amazing, and you love these kids and you love everything about it. It's not much to it. I don't know what is plot wise. It's not much to it. It's not much plot there. Because the only plot I would say is him coping with the loss of his parents and trying to be able to rely on others. And it was a very endearing story, a very likable story. So for me, I gave the story a plot a little bit more for that endearingness and for that the lessons that was being taught or attempting to be taught within the show. So I gave it an 8 plot wise.
So I do think that, like I said, this is one of the higher points of it, and I'm going to say I don't think it's the highest point of the show, but I do think that it is a higher point of the show where it has essentially, this part is where it becomes like it holds all the interesting factor of the show. This is what the show directly is. And I do think that this specifically is interesting, and it just demonstrates the plot in each episode, so to speak, right? Exactly what that synopsis that Polow read is. And that's what was interesting about it. And what they really did with the episode that is, or the pacing that is episode to episode to episode, is that they just demonstrated this same scenario, the same plot in every episode, just with a different story, so to speak.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.5.
Okay, understandable. This is the highest point of the entire show. It's the characters. The characters were fucking phenomenal. I loved every last one of them, including all the kids, all the moms. Even the side characters were very intentional with everything that they'd done, and they held this together. The characters held this together because if it wasn't for the characters being who they were, which this is a tough one in this particular show because the characters are the plot. So for this particular show, with the characters being the plot, you can't really give the plot too high of a score because the characters is what makes the plot happen. Because again, you have a teen who is doing his best not to be a burden to anyone else while watching his little brother, while everybody around him is saying, hey, you can rely on me. And they pushing towards him to learn to rely on other people and to accept help and to and even other characters who have different situations to where one girl really likes kids but only wants to study, or you have one girl who don't get along with kids, and you have a big brother who handles his little brother way different than our main character handles his little brother. And there's a different dynamic with that within these characters that makes this the most endearing, sweet, wonderful show. It's just so good. It's a very good show. But again, it's not, per our review scale, this is like one of the hardest reviews I think I've ever done on this podcast, because it's like, it's not much to speak on when it comes to this show, but it's so good. I gave the characters a 9.
Yes. All right. And everything that Polow said is accurate. Here's my take on it, though. That essentially, looking at these characters and how they correlate to each other, the dynamics, each dynamic is different, and even how the characters have dynamics with each other that are different and correspond with each other it carries the show for me. It was just crazy to watch a show that was so average in so many regards, but these characters are phenomenal, bro. If I could just rate this show off the characters alone, it'd be a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But because it's the show, it's not that. But yeah, I give the characters a 9.5 out of 10.
So this is a time, for the first time ever, where I think we need to do 2 scores. Show objectively and show subjectively. Okay. Objectively, Tell, how do you feel about this show with a score? Just wait, which one is which again? Yeah.
Subjectively is my personal opinion. Objectively is like how I view it as like
subjectively.
A piece of it. Yeah. Subjectively, I got to give it like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I think it's highly enjoyable. I loved these characters so much to where I would let them come into my house.
Subjectively, I give it a fucking 9 too. It's so good. It's like one of those shows that is so good that it's impossible not to believe that is subjectively just that good. Objectively, though, our scores for animation is a 7 for me. Tells is a 6.5. Sound design is a 7 for me. Tells is a 7. Pacing is a 7 for me. Tell 7. Plot 8 for me. 7.5 for Tell. Characters 9 for me. 9.5 for Tell, which makes my overall score a 7.6. It makes Tell's overall score a 7.5, which makes the Mic Check Waifu overall scale a 7.5 objectively. But subjectively, this show's a fucking 9. And this is the first time in history where we had to do that, because I think if you look at that score, you'll think this show isn't good. But it most certainly is good. Like, it's just good. It's really, really good. But it's hard to rate. It's a very hard score to rate. And to be honest, that's what makes this review scale so good, because you kind of got to like take other factors into it. But then you think about it like, wait, but I enjoyed this as a 9, you know?
Right. And the subjective score is like, this is why I can understand why some shows slide into people's like top 10s, even though objectively, like, they're not that good, bro. Mm-hmm. But subjectively, like, it's crazy good. Yeah. Like, and I do think that, so some things, and you got to take in respect that sometimes you have to weight a score, right? Like in school, sometimes you get weighted on other things heavier. Like I'm learning coding, but if I do a really good animation, my animation ain't getting weighted as heavy as my coding, because I'm supposed to be learning how to code, not animate. So my coding is going to be crazier, but this show leans so heavy into the characters that subjectively, yes, of course, I'm giving this show like a 9, because that's what shined in this show. The characters were amazing, but everything else paled in comparison. Therefore, the weight was smaller, or, you know, and whatnot. So I had to move it. But if we weighted it in the, just regardless in the aspect of the characters, like I said, it's a 9.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's crazy.
It's just such a good show, such an easy watch. Probably one of my, it sounds crazy, but one of my favorite watches I've done, like as a binge, like as a quick just turn on. I couldn't stop. I couldn't turn it off, because I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week, even though I just watched it right after. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. And I love the side characters. Like, I love the side characters as much as I love the main character. And I'm not talking about one or two side characters. I'm talking every kid, every teacher, the grandmother, the butler, everybody. I loved them all equally to the main characters. And that says a lot.
It felt like there was not one main character though. It felt like the whole show was main characters. You know what I mean? Definitely. Because we got parts of them almost every episode, and they had an input or some kind of dynamic or effect on the episode to episode basis, right?
Right.
Where we just learned something about them. We saw them for a moment, and I think the character we saw the least was the grandma, but
she has some impactful.
Even when she showed up, she had impactful moments. So she was an endearing character, and I got from the first episode, I'm like, she's got to be like, and I'm thinking like, she's got to be his real grandma.
Yeah,
she got to be his real grandma based off what they said. She lost her son and her daughter-in-law, and he lost his parents. Right. It's like, yes, that's a possibility, but it's like, okay,
right.
But regardless, I love the show. I really enjoyed it, and as a dad, it was just very heartwarming.
Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. I listen. I'm at Polow Porn Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Telliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at youtube.com/@MikeCheckWaifu. And make sure you check out Respect Games at youtube.com/@Respect Games. And as always, Mike check.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?